still some people haven't joined. Why? Number of participants is always less in this class. No problem. Anyhow, okay. So as I was saying, so in the last class we have discussed about the minimization problem. The only change in minimization and maximization problem is that you have the test of optimality different. That is Cj minus Zj value. For maximization problem we want it to be negative or zero, but for minimization we want it to be positive or zero.
Sir?
Okay. And yeah, hello.
No.
Yeah, is there any doubt? Yeah, ask me.
Sir, in the exam also they will be giving us the constraints, or they will be asking us using a problem statement, sir, for these methods, big M and simple X method.
In the problem, if you ask me the exam point of view, see there, as I said earlier also, the problem for simplex method or your this big M method, both starts with conversion of the word problem into formulation. So the problem may start from there. You can see. I'll just try and share you this problem sheet. That way it will be better. Can you share? Okay. So now you can see this problem sheet. Yeah. Can you see this problem sheet now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this problem sheet, if you see this particular problem, that is a television company has three major departments for manufacturing. Two of its models, A and B. Monthly capacity of the department are given as follows. So you have these table, and then the marginal profit is also given, assuming the company would can sell any quantity of either product. So any quantity means upper market is completely free. So any market of the product for a favorable market condition determine the optimum output of both of these models. So if you see the this problem I have written is as the problem on formulation. But if you can see this problem can be solved easily with the help of a graphical method also. If you can convert this can be converted. If I try to write, um, I think I cannot write it here. If I try to write, then what will be the constraints? Can you see this? No, I think you cannot see this. Okay. Okay. So if I try to write the if I try to write the formulation of this problem, this will be 400x1 plus 100x2. Maximization of 400x1 plus 100x2 subjected to constraint 4x1 plus 2x2 should be less than equal to 1600. 2.5x1 plus 1x2 should be less than equal to 1200. 4.5x1 plus 1.5x2 should be less than equal to 1600, isn't it? This is how you will convert them into constraints. So now if you see there are only two variables, that is x1 and x2. So you can solve this problem with the help of graphical method also. Okay. Same problem could be solved with the help of simplex method. Same problem could be solved with the help of big M method. The only thing is, in this constraints, you have seen all the constraints are less than equal to. Since all the constraints are less than equal to, there will not be any artificial variable. If there is no artificial variable, there will not be any big M included in this problem. Okay. So if you see simplex method and big M method, both are exactly the same. The only change is that in big M method, you get involved with the artificial variables, and in those artificial variables, the big M is used. Okay. Any doubts?
Yes.
If
No,
you
sir.
see the steps that we have performed while, sorry, if you see these steps, I think I'll go back to my share. if you see this big M method also, whatever steps we have performed, first is to formulate the problem, then convert the problem into standard LPP. Okay, so we have converted this into standard LPP. Then after standard LPP, then we have found the basic solution. After basic solution, we have drawn the initial table. After initial table, we have found the CJ values, okay, CZ values, and then from CJ minus CZ, we have found the values of test for optimality. Then using the test for optimality, we have checked the optimality since this was the minimum value. So we have taken it as key column. Then we have found the key row, and we found the key element and replaced the key element. This is what we have done for big M method. The same things would have done for simplex method if there would not have been any artificial variable. In case if the problem would have been here, if the problem would have been just to have like this, the problem would have been like this, that is 5x1 plus x2 should be less than equal to 10. Then here you would have just written s1, no a1. If there is no a1, then there will not be any big M like this, isn't it? Clear
Yes,
or not?
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
this is what we have to take into consideration. The rest remains the same. Okay. Now,
Yes.
in the last class, there was one problem. In the last class, I made a mistake saying that we would use this negative value as the key column, sorry, key row. See, you cannot take key row as negative. If the minimum ratio is negative, if the minimum ratio is negative, then you should not consider this minimum ratio. You should not consider this minimum ratio. Why? If you consider this minimum ratio, the value here will become negative. That is, xb will become negative. We will divide this by negative value, so it will become negative. If this becomes negative, this becomes infeasible. How it becomes infeasible? Because we have written x1 comma x2 comma x3, sorry, x1 comma x2 comma s1 comma s2 comma sorry, a1 comma a2, all should be greater than equal to 0. What is this called? This is called non-negativity constraint. So if the minimum ratio is negative, do not consider this. Consider only positive minimum value. Consider only positive minimum value. So if you take this positive minimum value, then the third iteration will be like this. Okay, I've tried to solve third iteration. So we will replace x2 now by s2, and then we will find the solution. Okay, any doubts in up to this point?
Sir, for the key column, it is okay if we take negative.
Key column will be negative or positive dependent upon what type of problem you are solving. Since this is a minimization problem, we are taking negative value as the key column. If it would have been a maximization problem, then we would have taken positive value as the key column, isn't it? This key column is dependent upon test for optimality. Test for optimality is what? Test for optimality is Cj minus Zj should be less than equal to 0 for Cj minus Zj should be less than equal to 0 for maximization, and Cj minus Zj should be greater than equal to 0 for minimization. So whatever not satisfying this constraint or this test, then we will select that particular value as the key column. Correct?
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubts up to this point?
No,
Okay.
sir.
So similarly, again here also we are seeing there will be one more positive value. So we will so this is also positive value. So we will replace this value with the key column. Again, we will consider this as key column, and again we will solve it. Okay. Any doubts up to this point? Any doubts, students?
No, sir.
If not, then we will move to the types of solution that an LPP can have. Okay, so an LPP can have simple solution, that is first type of solution is the optimal solution. So with an LPP you are going to get an optimal solution, that is called a unique solution. For unique solution, the solution will be given by the when all the Cj minus Zj value, let us consider only for maximization now. I am not speaking anything about minimization. So for maximization, all the Cj minus Zj value should be less than equal to 0, isn't it? For maximization, all the values Cj minus Zj is equal, it should be less than equal to 0. What does the Cj minus Zj indicate? The value Cj minus Zj indicates the contribution in the objective function by the variable. So whatever you are writing here, say whatever value we are writing here, Cj minus Cz is giving you, somewhere it may also have written as Zj. That is not a problem. You can write Cz or Zj. That is your wish. Okay. Some books they may be using Cj. Some books they may be using Zj. So it is up to your wish. Whatever you want, you can use it. No problem at all. Okay. Anyhow, let me just go here. So now if there is any value Cj minus Zj, so if the Cj minus Zj is 3, that indicates 3, 4, say 11 and 0, 0, 0. Okay. So we have got some values like this. I am just taking an example. Okay. If all the values of Cj minus Zj is negative, oh sorry, this is Cz, not Cj minus Zj. This is Cz. Next column will be Cj minus Zj. So if I calculate then Cj minus Cz, then it will be 0, 0. This will be minus 6. This is 0, 0, 0. If all the values, if you see all the values of Cj minus Zj is less than equal to 0, if it is less than equal to 0, then this type of problem is called a unique solution, where you have certain variables in the basic function, certain decision variables in the basic function, and all the other basic variables are having negative value. Then it is called a unique solution. Okay. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in this? If you get all the Cj minus Zj value as negative for a maximization problem, with all the variables, decision variables in the basic variables and other decision variables as negative value, then we will call it as a unique solution. Any doubts up to this point? If not, then let us proceed to the different types of solutions that may occur in the uh, LPP other than unique solution. So we are not interested in unique solution anymore. Now we are interested in what can be other solutions. So the first type of solution is called multiple or alternative solution. Alternative solution indicates that a particular value of objective function, that is the objective function z, can have the same value for different values of the decision variables. For example, here the decision variable is x is equal to some value, say let us say x is equal to, let me put some values here, 5, 10, 11. Okay, so here you have seen that all these the objective function, if I write the objective function, z will be equal to cb into xb. So 5 into 3 is 15 plus 4 into 10 is 40. 40 plus 5 is 55, isn't it? So you have objective function value as 55. If the objective function value is 55 and all the Cj minus Zj values are 0, less than equal to 0, and if any decision variables And if for any decision variable, if the Cj minus Zj value is exactly equal to 0, that is instead of here, instead of having -6, if we have exactly equal to 5, if we have exactly equal to 5, and this is also equal to 0, and here maybe some value, say 1, here maybe 2, here maybe 3, so you have -1, -2, -3, and so on, something. Okay, so if you see, the decision variables are x1, x2, and isn't it? Your decision variables are x1, x2, and x3. If these three decision variables are there, then what are your basic variables? Basic variables are x1 and x2, but x3 is not there. Here it is s3. So if for this kind of a solution where you have a decision variable having exactly the value as 0, having the value exactly equal to 0, for what? For Cj minus Zj exactly equal to 0, then sir, please share today's recorded lecture. Yes, every day I am sharing the recorded lecture in the classroom, so you can find this lecture there. Anyhow, so let me come back to, if you have Cj minus Zj exactly equal to 0 for a non-basic variable, here you can see I have written it in the words. The value of Cj minus Zj indicates the contribution in the objective function by the variable. If all Cj minus Zj values are less than 0, then the optimal solution is reached. Okay. Now, if Cj minus Zj, if Cj minus Zj is equal to 0 for a non-basic variable, then there exists an alternate solution. That is, this variable could be included in the basic variable, and you can get some other values of the basic variable, indicating that there is one more solution. If this is exactly equal to 0, this part may not be included in your syllabus. Okay, so don't get worried about it. इस सर ने अब ये क्या नई कहानी सुना दी, what this is going to be somewhat difficult. No, don't worry about it. This is just for the purpose of your objective type of questions. They may give you an objective question that if the value of Cj minus Zj is exactly 0 for a non-basic variable, then what type of solution exists? Then there is an alternative solution. Okay, is it clear? If you need to find the alternative solution, then only thing you have to do is, whichever value is having exactly equal to 0, you will make that equal to key column, and again you will follow the same pattern. There will not be any change in the iteration. You will again find the minimum ratio, then you will find the values. Any doubts up to this point? Any doubts, students?
No, sir.
Okay. Let me just take some. Okay, Mansa, please unmute yourself. Manasa, please unmute yourself. Sir. Three not 1, Mansa. Okay, 18321, Ritik. Can you mute yourself? 18321. Please unmute yourself. Aditya, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Then why these people are not responding at all? Ritik, 321. Mic is stuck. Okay, 321. So 321, is there any doubt up to this point? If not, just put it in the chat. Or if there's any doubt, please put it in the chat. Then 323, 17, 323,
Yes, sir.
17, 323. Is there any doubt, sir?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So can you tell me
No, sir.
if I make some changes, if I make some changes here, let me just make some changes for you. If I make some changes here like this, let me have, uh, let us say we have here x1, here we have x3, then s3, let us say 5, s3, and here also we have 0, here we have minus, sorry, 3, 5, 7. Okay, let me say, no, let's not take 7 here. This will be 0 since it's in the basic variable. So we have 0 here, and this is minus 5. Okay, here it is minus 5. Then the values will come as 3, sorry, minus 3 plus 5, 0. Can you tell me what will be the type of solution in this case? Will it be a alternate solution or will it be a unique solution? हाँ क्या भाई? 323, the question is being asked to you whether it will be a unique solution or whether it will be an alternative solution for this particular case. 323, please answer. Three 23. Please answer. Will it be a unique solution or हाँ चलेगा 323. Okay, 302, 19, 302, Swati. 19, 302, Swati. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alternate
Will it be
solutions.
an alternate solution?
Sir.
How can it be an alternate solution, sir, when there is a value Cj minus Zj which is positive? We want all the values to be negative, isn't it? These
Yes, sir.
students, this is what you need to make sure that if all the values of Cj minus Zj are negative, then only we will go for whether it is an alternative solution or a unique solution. First thing here, there is a value which is positive. So this will become our default, this will become our key column, isn't it? We have to solve this unless and until all the Cj minus Zj values are 0 or less than 0. Okay, so please make sure that before going or jumping on to the solution, which type of solution it is, please make sure that all the Cj minus Zj values are 0. Okay, then only you can say whether it is an unique solution or an alternate multiple solution. Okay, any doubts up to this point? Now is it clear? If clear, then let me go to the second type of solution, which is called second type of solution, which is called unbounded solution, which is called unbounded solution. Unbounded solution. In unbounded solution, what will happen here is, if say this value is to be replaced, if say this value is to be replaced, we have got one value Cj minus Zj Cz as greater than equal to as greater than 0. We have got one value Cj minus Zj as greater than 0. What will happen if it is greater than 0? I'm not talking about minimization, I'm only talking about maximization. So if it is greater than 0, then we select the key column. We select the key column, isn't it? We select the key column. So we say we have selected this key column. If all the values in this key column are -1, 0, -1, okay, if all the values in this key column are either negative or 0, if all the values in key column is either 0 or negative, then it is unbounded. It is unbounded solution. This is unbounded solution. What it means is, if all the values are negative or 0, then what will happen to our minimum ratio? Minimum ratio. What is minimum ratio? Minimum ratio is, what is minimum ratio? Minimum ratio is always equal to xb
divided by the key column element.
Key column elements. So if I divide this will become -5, this will become infinity, and this will also become -11. So if we see, already I have told you that if there is a negative value, we cannot consider that particular. Actually, what happens when we are selecting a key column? What we are doing when we are selecting a key column and a key row? Key column indicates that this particular variable is to be brought into the basic variable. And what is key row? Key row indicates that this particular variable is to leave the key or basic variable, isn't it? When we are replacing, when we are saying, for example, if I go back to this solution, if we are marking this as key column, key row, that means if we are marking this as key row, that means A2 has to leave the basis of, or the basic variables. And which variable will be replaced? So X2 is going to replace A2, isn't it? That is, the key column variable is going to replace the key row variable. But when we have this kind of a solution, it means that either the problem becomes infeasible if I select this value, or if I select this value, then both will make my problem infeasible. isn't it? Both will make my problem infeasible. Both will make my problem infeasible, correct? Isn't it?
Sir, I didn't get that.
Sorry.
I didn't get it, sir. Would you please explain again from minimum
Again,
ratio?
okay. So now we have got this as key column, and if all the values in the key column are either negative or zero, then the values of the minimum ratio is always equal to xb by kc, that is key column. So all the values will be either negative or infinity. If it is zero, then it will become infinity, isn't it?
Yes.
Then it means that either the variable will be infeasible if I take this row or this row to be the key rows. That means if I select this row to replace this S2, if I replace S3 by S2, then the answer of my XB will be minus 11, which will make my problem infeasible since all the values x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, s3 should be greater than equal to 0, isn't it? We have already
Yes.
got a non-negativity constraint. That means this will become negative and that is not feasible. So if I select this value or this value, my problem becomes infeasible, correct? But if I select
Yes.
this value, since it is the minimum value now, positive minimum value. So if this is selected, this means that the solution can be infinitely extended. If I replace x3 by s2, I can have any value for s2, and this will not affect, this will always have a maximum value of my cj. So this type of solution is called unbounded solution. You do not have a outer boundary. You can infinitely increase the value of your variables, correct? That causes the infinity into the solution. That is unbounded solution. There is no boundary for that particular problem. Okay. Any
Yes,
doubts?
sir. No, sir.
Okay. Then the third type of solution is called infeasible solution. Third type of solution is called infeasible solution. Infeasible solution. For infeasible solution, if you remember the first problem that we have solved using the artificial variable, if for infeasible solution, if all cj minus zj values is less than equal to 0 and an artificial variable is in the basis function or basic variable, then the solution is infeasible. Why it is infeasible? If you remember the definition of artificial variable, I clearly said that the artificial variables are imaginary variables, isn't it? So if a solution is achieved in which you have an imaginary variable, then that imaginary variable will cause it to be an infeasible solution. Any doubts? That means what it exactly means is, say if you have let me draw one more table, that way, or let us consider one problem, that way it will be better. If I consider a problem, say maximize maximize z equal to 3x1 plus 4x2 subjected to subjected to subjected to x1 minus x2 plus minus x2 plus s1 plus a1 equal to 15. x1 plus 3x2 plus s2 should be equal to 20. If this is the constraints given to us, I have directly converted them into the standard form. So 0s1 plus 0s2. This is just my habit that I write s first and then the artificial variables. You can write 0s1 plus m x2 and so on. So since this is a maximization problem, then it will be minus m a1. So minus m minus m a1. Now for this, if we get a solution like Cj, Cb, b, xb, and you have two variables, say x1, a1, 10, 3, minus m, 5, x1, x2, s1, s2, a1. I'm just using an example. I'm not going to write any more values here. Let us just simply write that 3, 0, 0, minus m. And you have m here, you have 0 here, you have 0 here, you have 4 here, or 5 here, and 3 here. So your Cj minus Zj values will be, your Cj minus or Cz values, Cj minus Cz values will be 0, minus 1, and 0, 0, 0. Okay. So if this is a kind of a solution, what we have is all Cj minus Zj values are either negative or 0, and we have an artificial variable in the basis for basic variables. That is, you have values of x1 equal to 10 and a1 equal to 5. If this is the solution, then this type of solution is called infeasible. Infeasible solution. Infeasible. Then this type of solution is called infeasible solution. That is, if you have any artificial variable in the basic function, then it is known as infeasible solution. Any doubts up to this point? Any doubts, students? Okay, Aditya, have you taken the attendance?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you have sent to me also. Okay, good. So, students, I'll end the session here. With this, we have completed unit number 1. Tomorrow, most probably in the second hour, you will be having a test through the Google Classroom only. For those who have joined recently or those who have readmitted, for them, I'll try and create one sheet, Google Sheet for you, so that you can also attempt it. But for the rest of the class, you have to attempt through Google Classroom. Those who have still not joined Google Classroom, please join today, as because you are going to have test tomorrow. Okay. Any doubts up to this point? Any doubts in
Sir,
this?
the answers, sir. Shall
Sorry.
we take a PDF and send the answers?
Yes, yes. You have. See, what I'll do is I'll create a Google form. That Google form
Okay.
will require you to solve the questions in the form itself. Like for objective, you can solve it. For fill in the blanks, also you have to write the value there itself. And please write all the answers in the lower capital lower case. Don't use capital words. Like if the answer is feasible solution, so do not use capital FEASIBLE. Okay, use small FEABSIBLE, because if you change the case of the answer, then also you will get the answer as negative, or so the answer will become wrong. Okay, so please make sure that everybody is using smaller case, no capital cases. Though I'll try to put the all the type of possible answers, but you have to make sure that you are using lower cases. The other thing is, for the numerical, you have to solve the numerical on the piece of paper, take a snapshot of it, convert it into PDF, or you can use the snaps also. Put those snaps in the link which is provided to you. There will be a small block, you have to upload it there. Okay. Any doubts?
No, sir.
No,
So
no?
like that, you
Okay.
have to
Then
upload for 2 questions, no, sir?
yes,
Problems.
you have to upload it for one question only. Since there will be 2 questions, out of 2, you have to solve only one.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Total marks is 20. 20. Okay, yes, total marks 20. So 5 and 5, 10, and 2 questions. Correct. 2 questions you will have to solve. Okay. Or else we'll put
Okay, sir.
only one question of 10 marks. Okay, no problem. Since you have to solve 2 or 3 iterations, so we'll keep only one question for 10 marks. Okay.
So do I post it in official group, sir,
What?
regarding tomorrow's test?
Yeah, you want, you can post it. Anyhow, everybody is there in the class, na? 34, 35 students are there. Okay, you can post it,
Okay.
no problem. Or else I'll post it, don't worry. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you for the joining. Okay. I'll end the session now.